We've come a long way from the days of subsistence fishing.
You have. You started with no assets other than your muscles and brains. You built capital, you discovered the benefits of specialization, you invented lending, interest, money, and finally banking. By the time you were done, you had a serious economy.
Yeah, but one thing still bothers me.
What's that?
I have this nagging suspicion that we could have done a lot better.
How?
We overlooked the fish notes. When the storm wiped out Charlie's berries, we could have just printed more fish notes for her. We could have just printed more fish notes for everyone. It's so obvious.
So, you believe if you just printed more notes for everyone, people would be better off?
Problem solved.
What makes fish notes valuable?
They just are. They're fish notes. Everybody knows they're valuable.
But why? If you saw a fish note lying on the beach, you'd pick it up, wouldn't you?
Of course.
Why?
Because I'd have an extra fish note that I didn't have before, that's why.
Why is having an extra fish note good?
Are you dumb? Because I can buy stuff with it.
So it's not the fish note that's valuable, but the things the fish note buys.
Of course. If the fish note buys me things that are valuable, it makes the fish note valuable. Duh.
So, suppose Abel has 10 fish, and there are a total of 10 fish notes on the island. What does each fish note buy you?
Each fish note buys you one fish. That's what Abel promised. A fish to anyone who gave him a fish note.
Okay. Now, suppose Betty's bank printed more notes. So now there are 20 fish notes on the island. What's Abel going to do if people show up with 20 fish notes wanting to buy 20 fish?
He only has 10 fish, so he'd probably have to give them half a fish for each fish note.
Even if he promised one fish for each note?
If he only has 10, what else can he do? He can't magically make more fish appear.
So what happens to the value of the fish notes?
Well, now each note can only buy half a fish and... Oh, I get it. Each note lost half its value.
Fish notes get their value from the things they can buy. So if you print more fish notes, all you do is spread the value of the limited number of things for sale across a greater number of pieces of paper. Each piece of paper loses some of its value. We call that inflation. Sure, it looks like you're richer because you have more notes. You have twice as many fish notes, but each fish costs twice as much. You aren't any better off than you were before.
Inflated, each piece of paper is worth less than before. That does sound stupid when you explain it that way.
Would you believe it actually happens all the time?
Thanks for the warning, economist. I'll be on the lookout for inflation.
Always remember, an economy emerges when people come together to produce and exchange goods and services. Money is merely a tool that helps people exchange. It's the goods and services that matter.
Speaking of goods, it's getting late. Let's eat.